and welcome to the Bargain Bin. This is going to be your weekly fix of incredibly cheap, if not completely free gaming. And without further ado, let us look at our title for this week, which is Breath of Fire 4. Breath of Fire 4 was released for Sony PlayStation in 2001. That's right, this game is over 10 years old, but it is still fantastic. You can play this game, of course, by downloading an emulator, which is so much easier than getting yourself a PlayStation and the game, unless of course you've already got it, in which case, while you're watching this video, go and play the game. If not, look for the link in this video for the emulator and the tutorial as well, because I'm not going to explain how to set up an emulator in this video. It'll only take you 5 minutes, it's very simple, and there are plenty of tutorials on the internet. So the first thing you're probably going to notice is the graphical style, which I think is simply stunning. It's kind of a mix of 3D, isometric, cartoon and anime, and I think it strikes that fine line between serious and cartoony. Any more cartoony, I don't think it would be that easy to take seriously. Okay, so this graphical style I think adds warmth to the game. So it sets it apart from a lot of games. So I don't know of many other games that use this kind of style. And as you can see, a lot of the menus and stuff are very slick and still implement this style, and it kind of gives it that cohesion. And I think the graphical style as well gives the game an immersive feel. I mean, if you look at games like Final Fantasy VII, which is a game of about the same kind of time frame, at the time its graphics were cutting edge, the FMVs were absolutely brilliant, stunning. But if you go back and play that game now, it looks very dated, you know, and I think that is a jarring effect, of kind of a back to reality of this game is now very old. Whereas Breath of Fire 4, you play this game, it does look kind of old, but you know what, the graphical style holds true. It doesn't look that dated, and I think it lends itself to a lot of the game. So you've got a lot of kind of bipedal, kind of non-human creatures here. So you've got that rhino, about to come up to it like a dog guy as well. And I think again the cartoony anime style enables the creators to actually create a richer world. And so I mean, you look at all of the NPCs who are always doing something, and you look at Final Fantasy VII. Look, okay, in Final Fantasy VII, people's hands are made out of squares. Okay, that's not all that immersive. In this game, everyone is living and breathing and doing something, and it looks amazing. All the battle animations, as you've seen before, are spot on and unique, and it just makes me happy to play this game. It's such a joy just to look at the game, let alone play it. So if that's not convinced you alone just on the graphics, let's move on to some gameplay elements. It's me, gameplay! Thanks Mario, that was good. Right, so now we're going to look at the gameplay. A vast majority of RPGs use a kind of run around, random battle, run around, random battle, run around, oh this person's interesting, run around, random battle, boss battle formula. And I find that Breath of Fire 4 takes a fresh break from this and uses a lot of side games, such as the Split Control side game, which I'm doing now, which opens the gate, closes the gate so we can carry on from where we are. In addition to this, there is a whole side game, let alone mini game, where you have to restore a fairyland back to its original glory, which is brilliant. And you do this by finding items in the game and managing them, the kind of like SimCity Pokemon style, which is a weird combination. But yeah, it's really exciting, and they can make items for you and stuff like that. And the game is littered with treasures like that. So now we're going to look at a bit more of the kind of, if you like, the platforming side of things and the interaction between players. So we're going to move on now to an area in the game that's called the Hex. As you can see, Urshin, who's easily my favourite character in the whole game. Every game needs a schizophrenic robot. It's just brilliant. Okay, so at this point they've actually split up the characters so they can solve a puzzle together. Urshin needs to stand on that crate so the others can cross on another crate and then remove the hex from the area. This is a great example of a lot of puzzles in the game that involve kind of lateral thinking and will make you scratch your head for a little bit. It's only because I've played this game so many times that I've found the answer to this puzzle so quickly. So Urshin gets into a combat situation here, and although we're about to look at combat, I want to look at combat as a party not as a single person. So at this point we are close to leaving the Hex, and we're escaping from a coalescence of the Hex, which is kind of all the negative feelings of humans, anger, sadness, etc. And we're about to see a minigame where Ryu has to escape over this bridge, because for some reason the others are really fast and he's rubbish. Gives instructions on screen, and I'm actually going to fail on purpose just so you can see the effects of what happens when you don't fail. You don't necessarily die like a lot of games would have you do, and oh no, look, I've got captured. I mean, yes, you do die, definitely, yes. You should be afraid for Ryu, just like Nina is, and Urshin doesn't seem to care. Oh, everyone's upset. Oh no, wait, I'm not dead. This is cool. Yes, everyone is relieved. It is a happy day. Nina's relieved, Urshin doesn't care, and I don't have to reload, which is great. And we've escaped the fish, except for we didn't do that either. So, boss battle, yay! Boss battles in any RPG are a centerpiece, and I think they're just brilliant in Breath of Fire 4. So the first action I'm going to take is Ryu is going to transform into Aura, which is his first dragon form. This takes a whole turn to do so, and the animation for it is spectacular, as you're about to see. Ryu will earn various dragon forms, I can't remember exactly how many, throughout the game. Each not necessarily being more powerful than the last, but definitely gaining its own abilities and weaknesses. And now we're trying to get them all, yeah, like Pokemon. New characters are going to take more standard actions. Okay, so the Skullfish has got Venom Breath, which is really annoying. Ryu always gets hit by poison attacks, basically. I don't know why. And a good point now to mention that dragons cannot be healed, and they cannot be given antidotes unless they themselves administer them. I don't know why, but it does mean that if you become poisoned, you have to take a break from that bit. You're about to see a combination attack, which is a nice feature of Breath of Fire 4, where you combine 2 or more elemental attacks to make a more powerful attack. 3 elemental combo attacks are brilliant, they do loads of damage, are great to watch, and they also change the effect of the attack you're using. So Wildfire and Sever are both single target attacks, whereas when you use them together to make Fire Wind, it becomes an area of effect, which I think is real nice. Again, so you're about to see this again, turning into Fire Wind from Sever. You have to do it in a specific order. As you can see, the Healing Herb Mist, you cannot heal dragons. I completely forgot this, and now I look like a massive noob. And as you can see there as well, every enemy can be scanned if you like. If you press square, you can see specific information about them, and this can be just general storyline, or it can include weaknesses, so it's well worth looking. It also includes like attack patterns and such, so it's worth looking. It will help you survive longer. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the battle with the Skullfish now. As I say, a lot of them are harder than this. This is just the first boss really that we come against. And I think we're going to end on a nice critical hit from Ryu. Yeah, here we go. This is pretty nice. As you'll be able to see, even physical attacks are augmented in Dragon form. It does about 4 or 5 times normal damage. Pow! Take that, bitch! Right, that's the end of combat. We're going to look at general storyline now and how that's delivered. Yay, level up. So at this point, oh yeah, it is a nice sunset, isn't it, Nina? Thanks for telling us that. So, on to more serious business. We need to get to Kiris. Also, what the crap is that big shadow? Oh my gosh, it's a giant condom, it's gonna eat us, it's not a giant condom, it's a dragon, that's even worse! Oh my gosh, what's it going to do? And it's just looking at me, this isn't scary at all. You look like, you're see-through. You're like a plastic bag. You can't be that tough. I can see through your skin. Okay, but on to more serious things. This is one of the more cutscene-like parts of Breath of Fire 4. and this is one of the many dragons you'll see. And the thing that I love about dragons in Breath of Fire 4 is they all look different, and not one of them looks traditional. I think that what you lose with dragons in most games is a sense of otherworldliness, of power, of mystical kind of like unknowing, because you've seen so many dragons in fantasy games and films and they all look the same, whereas in Breath of Fire 4 they're completely different, they all act different, and I think that brings that feeling back, which helps again with the immersion but also give the game its own feel. What you also see here is the Bard, who will follow you throughout the game and will explain certain game elements, story elements, and also will give you slight clues to the dragons. So here we learn that the dragons have been around before time, and that they are the kind of movers and shakers in the world, and when they do stuff everyone tends to get caught up in it. And we also learn for sure that Ryu himself is a dragon. Okay, so this is really nice and all very standard in terms of RPGs. What's also really nice when it comes to storyline in Breath of Fire 4 is that you can actually play as the villain Fao Lu. I'm going to take a quick look at that now. Okay, so here is Fao Lu in all his badassery. You'll notice straight away that even his attacks are ridiculous. They do so much damage, and just one attack isn't enough for Fao Lu, so he does twice every time he attacks. He's just awesome. Playing him is brilliant. It just feels like you can take on the world, and you can, which is quite worrying when you realise he's the villain. You're probably going to have to fight him at some point. So as I say, Fao Lu and Ryu's storyline, the two storylines develop concurrently, but you will spend more time playing Ryu's storyline. In this particular scene, we will see the Empire step into the foreground, who are yet another protagonist in the story, and they want to stop Fao Lu and his designs for the world. And you've guessed it, yes, Fao Lu is a dragon. So yeah, this all becomes kind of intermeshed and interleaved, as all RPGs do, and there is a fresh and compelling storyline that I'm not going to go into, as most of the game in RPG is about playing the story, so I'm not going to ruin that for you. Okay, so let's come to some conclusions about this game and why I think you should get it. Okay, so now I've got to convince you to play Breath of Fire 4. The first bit of this convincing is easy. You play both Fao Lu and Ryu throughout the game, and they can transform into fucking dragons. How much more convincing do you need? You are probably going to end up watching this boss fight and not listening to me doing my conclusion, because Fao Lu is turning into a dragon, and that is fundamentally awesome. As is this game, on a serious note. The graphical style is absolutely, it's just stunning. Okay, it's new and it's fresh even today, 10 years on. It does not look dated. I can spend hours playing this game just to look at it. It's amazing. And the gameplay follows suit. It's just, everything is fluid and flowing. You never feel like you're taken out of the game, out of the storyline, to do some stupid menial side quest. And conversely, you also never feel like you're given a back seat or a cinema seat to watch the story unfold for 10 minutes with some stupid cutscene. Breath of Fire says, screw that. You're going to play the cutscene. You're going to play the story, which is great. It keeps bringing me back again and again and again. I mean, I played this game the first time when I was 13. I'm now 23. I don't even know how many times I played this game and completed it. It's absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing. So get it. By the way, I do not endorse downloading ISOs or emulators. You should buy a PlayStation and you should buy the game, and that is my legal ass covered. And on that note, I'm going to skip off. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy playing Breath of Fire 4, and I look forward to doing the next review, and I'll see you then. Over and out.